In this video, I am going to go over 10 types of flip and spin tricks where you do not need to ollie. So let's get started. First trick is shuvits. You do not need to ollie to be able to shove it, and I think the easiest way to shove it is off of the nose of the board. So I'm going to do a shove it. So those are shuvits. Next trick is, what did I say was next? I have to go look at my notes. I'm gonna need this tool because I'm gonna need to tighten my trucks for some of these tricks to make them a little bit easier. Next we have finger flips. Okay, finger flips, definitely a little bit more challenging. Finger flip is when you use your hand to flip the board after you jump in the air. So that was a finger flip, and you can flip it whichever way is more comfortable for you. And I think a good next trick to mention, tailstop flip tricks. So tailstop is when you're on the tail of your board like that, at least that's what I've always called it. So a tailstop finger flip would be when you're like this. I think it's easiest when you take your front foot off, you hop and jump. Another type of tailstop trick, this is the third trick that we're going over. I don't know what this is called. Somebody can define it in the comments and I'll look it up later. I never do these, but the key is to like scoop your back foot back, hook your front foot underneath the board, kind of close to your back wheels, not super high up, at least lower down is what works for me. And you'll get it. So that was it. I never do that trick. Fourth trick, ghost flips. A ghost flip this is a fun beginner trick too. You just hop off your board, run parallel, and then flip it. And that's a ghost flip. You can do some fun variations on those. Aero flips, I call them aero flips. They're not really aero flips. So I think an aero flip is technically when you go off your nose of your board and pop it up. It flips, you grab it, and you land back on it. That's what I think it's a longboarding trick originally, and tiger paw, one of those, something involving a tiger, I think is similar. I'm just calling this the vague category of aero style flips, when you pop your board up in the air and you flip it with your hand or you flip it into your hand and you land back on it. This is something that you can work on if you don't have that much experience skating. What is next? Old school flips. Haven't done those yet. Number 6. Old school flip involves pressing down with one foot and up with the other foot to flip the board. In my case, I like to underflip with my back foot. So my back foot's my underflip, flipping foot, and my front foot is my downward pressure foot. You might find the opposite. I know some people prefer underflipping with their forward flip. And you do this thing where you make the board flip by doing that kind of a motion with your feet. So that's an old school flip. And you can do all sorts of variations, rolling forwards, backwards, making the board do a varial flip. Old school varial flip, that's what I call it, old school 180 kickflip. Or if you're old school, you just call it a 180 kickflip or a varial flip. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Kickback. Kickback is similar to an old school flip. This helps to have tight trucks. I'm gonna do it standing still because that I think is, with a lot of these tricks, the easiest way to learn them is standing still. or rolling just very slowly. A kickback is when you apply pressure on one foot, you flip the board halfway over or like a quarter of the way over, and with that same foot you flipped it over with, you flip it back and land on it. So let's try a kickback. That was a kickback. You could try and do them rolling too. I think they're a little bit more challenging rolling. I'll take that one. That one felt smooth. I love doing these because it's really pushing me out of like my comfort zone, because these are a lot of tricks that I never do. And they're tricks that I used to do years ago or when I first started skating, and it's a lot of fun to relearn a lot of these. Okay, so the next one we're doing is rail flips. So a rail stand is this, and I'll put the link to how to get into that in this video tutorial. And a rail flip is when you flip the board and you land back in rail, and you don't need to be able to ollie. Actually, the easiest one to do is a rolo, sometimes called, or a half rail flip. You go into toe side rail, like that, and then I like to apply a little bit of pressure on my back foot to make this happen, and you're gonna roll the board over to the other side. It's a little sketchy. And the next advanced one would be a rail flip, which is just like a kick flip, but again, no ollie, but it's more of like a pressure flip feeling. So those are two rail flips. Again, these are easier with tighter trucks and harder bushings. I don't think any of these tricks are easier with loose trucks or soft bushings. So there is a rail flip. Next one, I think we've only got two more left. We have the two hardest ones for me probably. Pressure flips and no comply flips. So, and some of you are probably watching like, those are the hardest ones for you? I used to be able to do pressure flips pretty often because I learned skating Mongo footed, where I'd push with my front foot, and I'm very back foot dominant, so a lot of the tricks that I like to do that come easily to me are tricks that are back foot dominant, like 360 underflips, kiwi flips, any sort of pressure flips back in the day. But when I started doing 360 underflips, I kind of lost my pressure flips, and when I started skating looser trucks. One of the easiest pressure flips is just, I don't even know what it's called, but you just apply pressure down right here as you pop your board up, and it does like an inward heel flip motion. Let's see if I can tighten them a little bit, especially this back truck. This is going to be my dominant truck for the remainder of this video, I believe, because all these tricks really work best with tight trucks. That's way tighter. Oh yeah. Got some serious truck asymmetry happening right now. Half flip. Oh. Yeah, I just shove it with that trick now. So we're gonna go do the log roll. And if you are watching this and you want to play me in skate, you know you will definitely get a letter on pressure flips. Or I'll get a letter. You'll get a letter on me on pressure flips. So a log roll is a backside flip without the ollie. You're going this way, use your back foot, you push down and roll, land backwards, board flips over. I'll demonstrate. That's a log roll. And And again, just to reiterate what a pressure flip is, it's when you use your back foot to make the board flip around. So that was all back foot effort, no ollie, because ollie is when you pop your board up in the air using both feet, you launch off your back and you level out with your front. This is kind of like just a launch off your back. And another version of that log roll is a toe flip. That's another common pressure flip, and I don't think I can do those, but that would be the same exact thing, but no body burial. Okay, so that was a toe flip. So no ollie, just pressure. Which brings us to the last and final trick that is a flip or spin trick that isn't based on an ollie, which is a no comply flip. And I'm excited for this one because I can't do these. So I'm gonna do my best to show you what a no comply flip looks like, and maybe I'll recruit my filmer to demonstrate, because maybe he's got them. So no comply flip. No comply flip is kind of a no comply, first of all, is when you just plant your foot on the ground, make your board pop up. Now sketch. I find them easiest as a 180. Oh, I think I confused Aero grabs and Aero flips. So I think an Aero flip is similar to this. And we'll just group this all in this final category. So let's add that to this category too. Just anything where you like pop the board up, you don't grab it, and you take a foot plant. All right, last try, and then this will go for the shove it. So we're going for the shove it now. So there's your no comply front side shove it. In conclusion, we have shove it's, finger flips. I did the tail stop flips, ghost flips, and the reason I said it like that because I went out of order of my list. Aero flips, old school flips, kickbacks, rail flips, pressure flips, and no comply flips and spins. I hope this helped you see and get some other ideas for non-ollie based flip tricks. There's a lot of different styles of non-ollie based flip tricks, as you can tell. Some of these took me a long time to get, so thank you to Lance for your patience. Try out all of these and see which ones you like best and what comes most naturally to you, because that's going to help you develop your own style and become a better skater. Listen to what feels best for you. All of these are going to be challenging to a certain extent, so don't give up on everything. Put in the practice to get them. And again, I'll link to whatever tutorials I do have for these tricks in the video description. So thank you for watching. I hope this helped, and if it did help, please share it and spread word. Have fun. That's it. Now Lance, do you want to do a no comply flip? Perfect.